Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi, and today is going to be all about my past year on YouTube, as I've been on YouTube now for 1 year, and I'm actually really proud of myself for the fact that I have posted every week as I set out to do in the beginning. I told myself that I would post one video a week and that I would commit to do it for a year. So I have done that. And I am going to continue because I actually really enjoy it, and I'm just going to share with you what I've learned, maybe some tips that might help if you're considering starting your own channel and all of that. So the reason that I started my channel was basically just because I felt like I had a lot of information and knowledge and experience to share, and there wasn't really anyone in my actual life who was interested in hearing it. There are a few people in my life, in my family, that have started fasting or have shown interest in fasting, but I just don't really bring it up because I don't want to push it on anybody. If people ask about it, I'm happy to tell them about it, but I'm not out, proselyting the fasting lifestyle to people in my actual life. And so I kind of felt like I had all of this inside of me and I really wanted to share it with someone. So from the beginning, when I started alternate day fasting, I started on September 17th, 2019, and I started my Instagram page the day that I started fasting, alternate day fasting. And that was kind of, I always in the back of my head thought I wanted to do YouTube because I've been a YouTube watcher for such a long time, and I just really appreciate when people share their experiences and can uplift other people and things. And so that's always sort of been in the back of my mind, but I just always thought, no way could I ever do YouTube. Like, I am not someone who likes being on camera. I'm not, that person who wants to be like on stage kind of a thing. But I just always had this desire. So when I started my Instagram page, I made it a public page, and I thought, that'll be kind of my easing into like putting myself out there. And especially with the first day that I posted on Instagram, I posted, pictures of myself. They were terrible pictures, but I did it. And I also posted my starting weight, which I couldn't believe that I was sharing that publicly. But I had come to realize that when I saw people who were very open about their numbers, their height and their weight and just their journey, I appreciated it so much. And I just wanted to be open like that with other people and to give the real numbers, and so that people could see that this is where I'm at, this is what's happening, these are the fluctuations, this is the real numbers, and I understand some people are not comfortable with sharing their weight, and I totally understand that. I don't go around, again, in my real life talking about my weight. There is something different about, being vulnerable with people that you don't know is actually sometimes easier. And a funny story about that is that I kind of hoped that no one that knew me would find me on Instagram. I wanted to just be connected to people who were fasting and on a weight loss journey. So what actually ended up happening was my sister was my first friend on Instagram, and I told her all about it and everything. And because she was my friend, it also suggested me to some of our family members. And so they found me pretty early on, and I kind of had a little mini panic attack about it. I was like, no, I don't want people from my real life to know what I'm doing. I just didn't want, I guess, the scrutiny or to have to explain myself. I just wanted people who were fasting to find me. But they did, and they were actually very supportive, which was very nice, and it could have obviously gone another way, but so that's what happened. So anyway, I found some really great followers on Instagram. I followed a lot of great people on Instagram and connected to the fasting community, and I really enjoyed it. And so when I had gotten 6 months of alternate day fasting under my belt, I just decided that I was gonna go ahead and do the YouTube thing. And like I said, I set out to do it for a year. I was really nervous. I remember filming my first video, just how nervous I was. And it was kind of a disaster. Like, it felt like a disaster. And if you've watched my first video, I apologize because my kids were, screaming in the background, which they always are when I'm filming at home, which is why I actually prefer filming in my car because I'm totally alone. But at the time when I was filming, it was a lot harder because I didn't know how to edit. And so if a kid came into my room or whatever, I just refilmed the whole video. And it was very frustrating. And there was a few times where I had to refilm like 3 or 4 times, and it was just so hard. And so now that I have both learned to edit a little bit, and also now that I sometimes film in my car, which I really, really do enjoy more, it's so much better. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But before I started my channel, as I was on Instagram, I just kept thinking of all of these ideas, of videos that I could do. I had a notebook. I'll show you later my setup in here and you'll see my little notebook, but I'm actually on my second one. It's just a little spiral notebook, and I started writing different ideas for videos that I would do. And I just kept, filling up pages of notes because there was so much that I wanted to share. I still have, I don't know, probably like 20 ideas for videos that I want to do in the future. I've done a lot of my ideas already. And then as I go along, things just will come to me. And sometimes it's just like a spur of the moment thing where I think this is what I'm thinking about right now, and this is what I feel like I want to share. I have always used my phone to film. So I do not have a camera. I started out with an iPhone 8 and now I have an iPhone 11. And so that is what I've always used. And like I said in the beginning, I didn't do any editing at all. Now I use iMovie on my phone to edit, and I just started playing around with I just put, random videos in there and started playing around with editing to learn how to do it. And it's very simple to use. And so if you have an iPhone, that is something you can use. I do everything on my phone. I do my editing, I upload on my phone, I check comments, and just 100% on my phone. I do a few things on the computer, so I guess not 100%. Every now and then I will do something because some things are a lot easier to do on the computer, but I don't need the computer. I can do 100% on my phone. So that's been really nice for me just because I don't have a personal computer that is mine. We only have 2 family computers and they're in the open main area, and I just didn't want to be, doing all of that in the main area. So I decided to just do everything on my phone, and it works just fine. For my thumbnails, I use a program called Canva, and it is free. And they have a lot of templates on there for thumbnails, and you can use it for other things as well in your videos. And so I recommend that program. I've really liked it. My thumbnails are very easy and basic, which I wanted to keep my channel easy. Like, I didn't want to set myself up for having to do difficult things every week. So as you've seen on my thumbnails, I just keep the same format basically and just change out the picture and the title and, some captions and colors. But other than that, it's very simple. And I would say, keeping it simple is the best advice I can give you, especially if you're a busy person. If you're just doing this as a hobby and you don't have a lot of time to commit to it, keep it really simple. The way that I started out was, I wanted it to be something that I could sustain. So a lot like my fasting journey, I looked at it in the way that, I wanted to set this up to how I can do it every week and it not be a huge burden. So I decided that since I weigh in on Saturdays, I would post on Thursdays. So that would give me from Saturday to Thursday to kind of put a video together. Now I don't weigh in or report my weights every week, so I have a little more flexibility. But at the time when I was reporting my weekly weigh-in every week, I had to have at least that time to like put the video together, and I knew that I needed a little bit of wiggle room there. So that's what I decided to do, and it's worked out really well. So also I just wanted to throw in here my 2 filming locations, show you what it looks like, a little behind the scenes. So here you go. So this is my indoor filming location. This is my guest room. Normally I have other pillows on the bed, but I only put them there if I actually have a guest coming, which has been a while. So I just sit over here on the floor. Maybe one day I'll have a cute chair or something. That would be fun. And I sit in front of the window to get the natural light coming in. Sometimes I have to adjust the blinds because the light will be too strong. But natural light really is the best for filming if you can manage that. I try to film in here before noon to get the best lighting. And then I just put my little notebook, my 20-cent spiral notebook, prop it up on my tripod, which I really like this tripod. I used to have one that was like $10 and it broke and it was really cheap. And this one was only $20, but it is like so much better. It expands to about 3 times this height, but I usually only use it at this height. And yep, so I just sit down here and, you know, occasionally look at my notes. And also I will link the tripod down below if you want to check that out. So yep, that is my indoor filming location. My guest room, there it is. So this is one of my other filming locations. This is my car. This is where I film other than my guest room most often. And I just use this little phone holder to film, and I'll link that down below. But this is just like a little trail area by my house. This is just kind of a nice peaceful place for me to film, and I like it. So those were my 2 filming locations, my guest room, which is where I am now, and my car. So I hope that kind of just gives you a little background, behind the scenes look, and helps you to see what I do. And some things to kind of realize are just that as far as subscribers, it is so all over the place. And you may be someone who gets 100,000 subscribers in the first few months, but that is extremely rare. And so, you know, for me, I've been on for a year and I just barely hit 1,000 subscribers a couple weeks ago. And then as far as monetization, the money, because I know everybody's like, well, how much money do you make on YouTube? Okay, do not get into YouTube for the money. Like, yes, there are people who make a lot of money on YouTube, and there are people who make a decent amount of money on YouTube. But I would not expect to make a lot of money, especially if you're looking at it as replacing like a full-time income or something like that. That's pretty rare. The first thing you need to know, because I don't know if this is common knowledge, but in order to qualify for the YouTube partnership program, which is monetization or getting ad revenue, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to qualify for that. So that's important to know. I don't know if everyone knows that, but you have to reach those benchmarks before you can even qualify to receive any ad revenue. I have made, I'll tell you right now, so I just got monetized a week ago, and what I didn't realize is that you have to go in and manually turn on the monetization after you get approved for your videos. So I did that a few days ago. So for the past 2 days, I've made, or 2 or 3 days, I've made $6.32. So there you go. That's how much money I have made on YouTube. And now, of course, there's potential for the future, but you know, that's after an entire year of doing this, that's how much I've made. I've made a little bit of money from Amazon affiliate links. So if you ever see like those links under people's YouTube videos, if you click on those, they do get a few cents if you buy something from the link. So it does help out and it's nice. It's, for me, hasn't been a huge moneymaker or anything either. But of course, there's always that future potential. As far as like people who do make like a full-time income on YouTube, those people usually have a lot of subscribers, like at least tens of thousands of subscribers, if not hundreds. And they usually have multiple streams of income. So they're using the affiliate links, they're getting sponsorships, they're doing live chats with like the super chats, they have a Patreon account, they have merchandise. You know, there's like a lot of different ways that you can make money other than the advertising on YouTube. So if that's something that's really important to you, you want to kind of look at diversifying your streams of income. I honestly don't know if I'll ever do a sponsorship. If I do, it'd be very rare because I can't think of many things that would correlate directly to what I'm doing. And so I want to stay really authentic and not just be like, become this vessel for advertising. So, you know, if I do a sponsorship, it'll be a product that I believe in, think that would add value to your life, and that is affordable. Who knows what the future will hold? One thing that I am interested in doing and expanding my personal channel is possibly doing some type of coaching in the future. I don't know when or how I would do that, but I have been asked if that's something I do. There are other fasters who do coaching, but I just haven't been able to sort of wrap my head around that idea at this point in my life. So that is something that I would consider in the future. For me, I'm not in it for the money. I definitely think it would be nice if I could, you know, make a few $100s a month on this, just to go towards kids' activities and family vacations and things like that. But we'll see. So I would say don't get into it for the money though. Really, if that is your sole desire is to make money on YouTube, it's probably better for you just to get a job, honestly. You have to have kind of a passion for what you're sharing, and otherwise you're just going to get burned out, I think, and it's not going to be worth it because you're going to realize that it's a lot harder than you first thought to actually make money on YouTube. So of course there are exceptions, you see them all the time, but those are actually pretty rare when you consider how many people are on YouTube and how many people make a lot of money. So as far as subscribers, like it has been all over the place. I'll show you the graph of like, you know, the fluctuations of me gaining and losing subscribers. It just depends on when things are popular. At the new year, I got a lot of subscribers because people were, you know, starting new things with fasting at the new year. And then when I release certain videos that are popular, like my year review video and my recently like my 18-month video, those videos have done really well. So I get subscribers from those videos. And then I lose subscribers too. And that's just something that's going to happen. Like people are going to lose interest in your content. They just aren't fasting anymore or whatever. And so they will move on and unsubscribe. And that's fine. And it's just a part of being on YouTube. You gain subscribers, you lose subscribers. You're going to get dislikes. You might get negative comments. I've been pretty fortunate so far. And that was something that I was worried about, but I have been fortunate. People have been very nice and kind. And you know, I do get a lot of like the spammy kind of comments. Usually when I've just released a video, you'll get those weird comments that are just trolls. And so I'll delete those, I will report them and move on. So I think that's all I wanted to share today, but please let me know if you have any questions. And I would say that if you have something that you really wanted to share and you've been thinking about it for a long time, I say just go for it. And, you know, the worst that can happen is that you absolutely hate it and you know, delete your videos and you stop doing it. But I think that it's best to just try it if it's something that's really on your mind and on your heart that you feel like you need to share. And just be yourself and don't worry about trying to please everybody. And you can't please everybody. There's going to be someone who disagrees with you no matter what you say. You say the sky is blue and people will disagree with you. It's just inevitable. So I know it's hard. It's hard putting yourself out there. I had a really hard time pulling the trigger, but I did it, and I'm really glad that I did. And I'm grateful to all of you guys for your support and your kindness. And when people tell me that, a video really helped them through a hard day or helped them to, feel prepared or have the knowledge they need, it makes it so worth it for me. And that's what's kept me going for the last year, because obviously I haven't made any money. So, yeah, please let me know if you have any questions or if you have anything to share. If you are also a YouTuber, please leave that down in the comments. And I hope that it helps you. And I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.